I'm now going to continue my video series on ACT math problems with a word problem. And you can see this particular word problem right over here. It says, a Piper PA-36 crop duster leaves Chicago at 10 a.m. and flies south at 134 miles an hour. A private jet leaves Chicago 45 minutes later and flies south at 250 miles an hour. At what time will the private jet overtake the crop duster? And the first thing I'm going to have you do is I want you to pause this video and take a look at a Piper PA-36 crop duster. I want you to go ahead and take a look at it real quick and then come back to this particular video. I can definitely wait for you to do that. Alright, now that you've done that, you can imagine just about any private jet that you like. The first thing we should notice about this particular math problem is that even though the crop duster leaves the airport first, the private jet is traveling faster than the crop duster, and eventually the private jet will fly right past the crop duster. Now, when is that going to occur? That's what this problem is asking you. Okay, we have to draw some facts out of this thing. Alright, now then, we have to see about the particular time that this thing's going to, take over. Alright? Now then, we're going to have distance. Here's distance right here. And it equals 134 times time. Now, that means that the time that this plane has traveled times 134 miles an hour is going to equal the distance that this thing has traveled. Okay? Then you're going to have another D, which is 250, whoops, let's do that again, 250 times t minus 45. Because remember that the private jet hasn't traveled as much time as the crop duster. Remember, the crop duster left first. So the private jet hasn't been in the air quite as long as the crop duster. Even though the private jet is moving faster, it hasn't been in the air as long as the crop duster. And that's where we focus in on this. Alright, so the distance traveled here is, this will show you the exact moment when the private jet will be right overhead of the crop duster. Alright, so we have, let's go ahead and erase this. What we're going to do, because this distance is going to be the same. Okay, so what we can do here is that we can say that both of these are equal. What we can do here is we can say 134t, and I hope you wrote all that stuff down. If you didn't, rewind the video, write down what I just presented to you a few seconds ago, equals 250t minus 11,250. And the reason why we're going to do it that way is because we distributed the 250 miles an hour into that other equation. Remember, we had those parentheses and we had the number outside the parentheses. We're going to multiply the number outside the parentheses with all the stuff that was inside of it. That's how we got this. Okay? And then we have, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 250t from both sides of this equation. So now we got a negative 116t equaling a negative 11250. That's what we've got. Now, we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by negative 1 because we can't have a negative value in this equation. So we now have 116t equaling 11250. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to divide 11250 by 116. And when we do, we're going to get T, which is going to be equal to 96.98. Okay? Now then, that means that the value of T is going to be 96 minutes. Well, actually, it's going to be about 97 minutes. So, if we multiply 97 minutes by 250, we're actually going to have, well, we can figure all this stuff up if we wanted to, but basically what it's going to say is that as the private jet has been in the air now for 96 minutes, okay, so, and we could just do those with the 134T as well, okay, so 96 minutes after 10 a.m., okay, so 96 minutes after 10 a.m. is 11:37 a.m. Just like that. So, it'd be about 97 minutes after 10 a.m. is 11:37 a.m. You can take a look at that for yourself. Okay. I will tell you more in a future video, so I would like for you to stay tuned.